Hi, this is Chris Park. I'm the founder of Arcane Games and the producer on AI War 2. What even is this game? This is you. That's the AI. Originally, when I was designing this, I thought to myself, I want to feel like Ender Wiggin, always with the smaller fleets, insurmountable odds. You start with one planet. You have a few wormholes. These wormholes lead to enemy planets. These enemy planets are of very differing difficulty. This is what's in my immediate neighborhood. I need to get some more science, more text, more metal, more fuel, and power on each of these planets. So turrets, force fields. Before long, you've scouted and you've discovered, here is this network. I've taken these two planets. Now you have to deal with these planets here. In a regular RTS game, you would just start taking all of these Mark II planets. They're easy enough targets. If you can take it, do take it, right? No. There's a thing called AI progress. The AI progress goes up with each planet that you capture, and that makes the AI stronger. The AI has been distracted with other things. That's the only reason you're alive. There is a larger threat outside of this immediate galaxy that you're aware of. You are a guerrilla force finding the best targets, striking them, you're taking what you want, and you're either keeping that territory or you take the money and run. Eventually, you've made yourself strong enough and you've found the AI home planet. Unlike most strategy games, the risk of losing right at the end is actually really high. You still control a minority of the map. When you start attacking the AI home planets, they're like, oh man, I'd actually really better pay attention to these stupid humans. It's really different if you see, a wasp outside your window versus if you're suddenly covered in bees. If you're just taking little bits at a time, that's a bee at the window and you're just kind of like, hey bee, whatever, I've got work to do that does not concern bees. By the time you're hitting the AI home planet, then the AI is going, we are getting rid of these bees. There will be no bees in this house or near this house. And you need to be prepared to deal with that. The AI is going, we're going to send some raid starships this way through our planets, and you lose right as you were covering the AI in bees. It leads to these really exciting ends to the game. So often in RTS games, it's a formality, and I hate that. In AI War 2, since your arc is now mobile, which is where you personally live, by the way, you can do a better job of protecting it. The AI forces are looking for it. You're about to take out their quantum computers and they're going, holy cow, these humans gotta die. In the first game, you were locked to that original planet. If you want to, you can bring your arc with you there on the front lines. At the moment, that sounds kind of crazy to me, but that's one of the best things about AI War. People take crazy ideas and they do just ingenious things with it. And then we get into our favorite thing, which is the arms race with the players, where the players use some sort of tactic and then they tell us gleefully about it. And then we write AI to respond to that particular type of player tactic in the future. That is so cool. Some people misunderstand and think, okay, because the AI controls this much territory and, maybe it's an AI that cheats. It's an AI that plays by different rules than you, but it follows all its rules. So I've talked about a lot of things that might be intimidating. If you're an RTS gamer at all, you can play this. Mechanically speaking, controlling the units, you already know how to play. The complexity of AI War comes from the grand strategic planning of how you go from one little planet to the AI is covered in bees. No two games of AI War are the same. Everybody needs to adapt to whatever the situation is that they're presented with. If you play traditional scripted campaigns in other RTS games, you might be kind of frustrated by how it's just a linear thing and it doesn't remember your past progress. The campaigns in AI War are long. They can be 8 to 13 hours. If you think of the average campaign in an RTS, or if you think of the average first-person shooter campaign, that's a pretty good length. If these were skirmishes in a traditional RTS game, this is multiple of those. But you're decisions all carry forward. Each one of these things you could consider to be a skirmish. This is an RTS, but it has the brains of a grand strategy game. If you're worried about complexity with this, can you handle the grand strategy aspects of it? I would say yes. We're going to work really hard to make sure that the interface is clear, that the game teaches you how to play in as streamlined and as straightforward a way as possible. Our goal is for you to be able to come in, learn the basics of the game. Not everybody's even trying to be a grandmaster, and you don't need to be to have fun. I think that the point of a good strategy game is that the rabbit hole goes deep enough that you're not hitting the bedrock at the bottom and going, well, guess I'm done. Certainly not by the time you learn how to really play it. That's no good. With AI War, the goal is that you're always doing something. You always have a thing or two in progress. You're building this base, you're constructing this new fleet, you're taking over this planet, you're scouting this area, you're defending against this wave, gate raiding over here to protect this periphery. This doesn't really require enormous speed or anything. Build some turrets here. I'm not going to wait for those to go up. I'm going to take the fleet from here and we're going to come through here and attack. By the time I'm done with that, these turrets will be done and I'm going to scout out over to these directions. I'm headed for the AI. I'm going to cover them in bees and I'm going to win. Ultimately, losing should still be just as much fun as winning. You win all along the way. You win. If you think about this as a larger meta campaign, just because you lose at some point does not mean that you did not play masterfully along the way. You're going to win some, you're going to lose some. Sometimes losing one means you lose the whole campaign and you start over. If you want to save scum, you can do that. That's fine. Where you reload a save game and just, go back. Why are we making a sequel? I mean, why not just play the original? Well, the technology that's under the hood is a bit outdated. Ultimately, what we're trying to do is make it so that your frame rate stays buttery smooth, a simulation that gives you smooth 3D graphics that are a lot more fun to look at, an interface that is cleaner, clearer. I mean, this is a seismic shift in terms of our underlying technology. The original AI War is a great game and I encourage you to play it. It's really fun, but there's a certain datedness about it. Ultimately, if you enjoyed the first AI War, we want you to be able to enjoy this one more. You were unable to get into the first AI War, you bounced off it because of graphics, interface, complexity. We want this to be one that you can get into if you enjoy at all this sort of game. With us being able to go back to the drawing board and say, let's come in and focus on the absolute core of what makes AI War great, make it accessible, make it as beautiful as we can, make it fluid, make it as fun and as streamlined as we can. We are really excited about this project. I'm going to be acting as the producer. Keith Lamoth handles the lead design and lead programmer duties on this. He's also been basically the dungeon master behind the AI growing from the not so humble beginnings, that I started it out with into something truly terrifying. That is the person that you want coding your core simulation. If you like what you see, then I hope you'll either back us or, tell other people that you think might be interested. Share this around social media, whatever you want to do. Thank you very much from everybody who's at Arkin Games. And we hope to see you soon around the project, our forums, or anywhere else.